Some of the subtle ways of using the projection mapping, such as here on a solid structure, we can create some stunning visual effects. We would probably use this effect either on the outside of the building or maybe even on the pirate ship inside to create the effect of ghosts coming out, or here in a second you'll see some flames. But this is definitely a non-subtle way of using projection mapping. It's pretty obvious that you're either projecting an image or you're manipulating something, some sort of video, to create this image. There's a subtle way you can use this same technology by blending the video mapping with the object itself in a way where you really have a difficulty seeing the actual mapping itself. You'll see an example in a minute. But here we see a standard projector, and inside of a room, and if you think about it, inside of any of our haunted houses, we can cause any solid object to move, change color, catch fire, light up, turn ghost look like. But all of these things are things that you would see real time as they actually happen right in front of you. So what you see on the screen is exactly what you would see if you were standing there. And it's quite impressive as long as you do it correctly. It takes quite a bit of skill and quite a bit of time to do it, but it's definitely an effect that's worthwhile. Using it on a solid object or using it on a inside of a room, you can cause effects that you otherwise would not be able to achieve, and you can even create floors that disappear. Here we see a actress whose face is being mapped out. Those dots are physically on her face, but once the computer recognizes where her face is, it projects an overlay right over top of her face that is in real time. Now notice that she doesn't actually open her eyes. That's the video mapping that does that. So it looks like she's got her eyes open, but her eyes are actually closed. These again are things that you would see directly in front of you at real time. So if you can imagine this in a Halloween or haunted house setting, I can turn her into a werewolf, or I can turn her into a zombie, or here you'll see what it would look like if she was a cyborg, and it is quite the stunning effect. And if you use it the right way, one of the ways that we're wanting to do it is we want to actually project one of the visitors' faces onto a dummy, so it looks like that dummy that is hanging on the meat hook, for instance, might be the person that you were just walking with, and you're going to be terrified because you think your brother or your sister or your wife or husband is the one who's hanging on the meat hook. This technology is also pretty interesting. That's a rear projection projecting onto a plastic form. Notice that the image that is just to the right of this lady's face, the contrast is down a little bit, and it makes the image look a little more realistic. It just depends on how you have it set. You can use proper lighting, and you'll never notice that is a rear projection. This guy is pretty cool. You may have already seen our clown that does the same thing, but by using animatronics, a couple of things. These guys are not real inexpensive, but if he can replace an actor or actress inside of the show, how much labor are you saving? How much in cost of putting an actor or an actress in that place? So these animatronics pay for themselves easily. The effects that you can get is pretty stunning. There's quite a bit of work to get them to look completely natural, but you can get them to look a lot more natural than this video here. Something to keep in mind is that particular video, you don't have neck movement.
I'm the new silicone zombie skin skull. I'd like to talk a bit about myself. First off, I am made of high-quality soft silicone. That's what gives me my hauntingly realistic good looks. Since I'm made of silicone, my life expectancy is over 20 years. Now, I would like to show you how to get under my skin. That hurt more than I thought it would.
Now, without my skin, I'm the new 2016 Talking Skull. I have a completely new look this year. Also, I am made of a new, stronger, fire-resistant material.
Now for that last major complaint, the long, boring lines. We plan to implement several entertainment venues while waiting. Let's take a look at a couple.
Yeah, then maybe you wouldn't be so heavy. All this dead weight.
Well, that's not my fault.
Well, whose fault is it?
Funny you should ask.
Things stopped working, starting with my heart. Someone soon dug a ditch and then everything went dark. Decomposing more each passing year. Go ahead and dig me up now, all my bones are bare.
See how they took every piece of me. Walked off with both my kidneys and now I can't pay.
Things stopped working, starting with my heart. Someone soon dug a ditch and then everything went dark. The swings from your axe reduced my stature. I keep forgetting I was almost 6 feet tall. The swings from your axe, they left me headless with a constant memory. I was almost 6 feet tall.
Now check this out. This is, we were talking about how we're going to handle bad weather. We're not going to have an outside standing line, like most places do. Almost every haunted house I've ever been to, you have a line outside. We're actually going to have a room inside. And in that room, you'll go up and pay for your tickets. Then you'll get a phone number. While you're waiting, you'll be in a area where there's going to be arcades, different games, some venues in there, ways for you to be able to spend a little bit of money. We get an extra income. It's entertaining to you. You're out of the weather, and you get an opportunity to enjoy yourself. So it's going to be a much more pleasant for the customer, and it's going to be an extra revenue. Hey, just think, if we use the arcade, not only are we entertaining the people, but we're also making more money. We know these visions cannot be implemented the first year. We need to start with an exciting but simple haunted attraction. The revenue from the first year will allow us to add the escape rooms, and so on. As we grow, we will fine-tune and build our brand quickly and professionally. And if all works out good, we're aiming to open up a franchise program within 10 years. We have a very exciting business model. We will offer partnership through financial investment as well as through sweat equity. The business plan is available for those of you that are interested. But for now, let's take a few questions and then we'll have dinner. And again, I want to thank you very much for coming out and spending a little bit of time with us tonight. We really would like your feedback and any information that you'd like to share with us.